Good afternoon, it's Dave at All Things Important Reviews. Please smash that like button, please smash that subscribe button for more awesome watch content. I've got with me today the Guanqin, or the Guanqin, however you pronounce it, 16155 automatic 41mm fully stainless steel bracelet, two-tone, fully milled clasp, ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, an H35 auto, sports watch. Now it's 10 bar, so it's 100 meter water resist, which is decent. You can go diving with it. This is obviously a homage watch to a very famous watch actually by Longines called the Longines Hydro Conquest, which retail between, I think, 1,000 to 2,000 GBP, the real one. Some are probably more expensive. You can get some on the grey market or second hand in quartz for around 700 quid. And I in fact will probably buy a two-tone, not black and rose gold. This is black and rose gold. I will probably buy a two-tone in blue and gold and silver next year in quartz, because I like them. Now let's start with the sizing. The sizing is excellent. I've measured it. Okay, so its thickness is about 12.7, 12.8 mil. The lug to lug is about 47.4. And the end link to end link, it's got female end links. So that's only about 47 and a bit mil as well. So it's actually quite a compact little watch. Now the thickness, I would have personally preferred it to be closer to 12 mil, but it's not a biggie. But it is actually thicker than the real one, I believe. The real one's only like, in quartz, it's only about 11 mil. In automatic, it probably will be closer to 13 mil. Sizing is excellent. The bezel is again excellent. Hardly any back play, feels nice and crisp. It is a ceramic bezel. Feels really nice. The crystal is sapphire. Yeah, the crystal is a beautiful sapphire, and it is just slightly proud of the bezel. I think that the dial is nice. It's like a sunburst dark grey, very, very dark grey. It's not jet piano black. They've got obviously Guanqin or Guanqin, however you pronounce it. I like the indices. They've done a really good job of mimicking the Hydro Conquest of Longines. I like the fact you get 9, 6 and 12. I like the logo of the Guanqin. You can just see it. It's kind of like an eagle thing, or whatever you want to call it. The writing is minimal, which is good. It's got an NH35 movement in it, so you know what the standard specs are with that. Probably 30 seconds plus or minus a day. This is running a lot better than that. I think this is running within about 5 seconds. Obviously that will change after time. So they're getting decent marks here for the bezel sapphire dial. The crown is again, feels just like an NH35 movement, so feels totally fine to me. I've had no issues with it so far. You've obviously got the date window. There's no Cyclops, which gives it a cleaner look, in my opinion. Date window's fine. I mean, do you actually use the date window? I never do. I never use date windows on watches. Having said that, the only time I use a sub dial on a watch is on a G-Shock, when I want to use the functionality or the digital subdials. I don't use the date window on a watch, never. So the crown is fine. Obviously, I've not took off the blue plastic. So everything so far very solid. Now let's talk about the case back. Case back is not, I mean, to improve, I believe, I'm not an expert on water resistance, and I know it's a highly complicated topic. I have done quite a bit of reading on it. My understanding is that a stainless steel case back is both easier and it improves the hermetic seal. Well, it's easier to get a better hermetic seal than using polycarbonate or using some kind of glass. So, obviously they've not gone for an exhibition window, but they have put some, engravings on there, some markings. And it does say stainless steel automatic. I'm trying to get it to focus. With the water resistance, does it say does it give the product? It possibly will do under that, but I want to leave it on. So case back's fine. I do prefer exhibition case backs, but you've not. Oh, it does have it there. Yeah, Guanqin, whatever you want to call it, 16155. Yeah, it's got the reference on it. Yeah, that's good. So let's talk now about the bracelet. Now the bracelet is what makes or breaks it for me, and I can confirm that the bracelet is pretty good. It's okay, but it's the clasp that lets it down. And in one main area, it's not that it's uncomfortable. The main area that it lets it down. Oh, it's a fully solid bracelet. The links are about 3mm thick, 3.2mm thick. Fully solid end links. Tapers down to about 18mm from 20mm, I believe. The issue I have with this clasp is two things. Number one, no one buying this watch will go diving with it, so this is completely redundant. This dive extension, okay, which is very similar to the Seamaster. From my understanding, I can go and do some research, but I'm not quite sure what the real Longines do for the dive extension, if it has one. I know it has micro adjusts. The issue with this watch is there is no micro adjustment on the clasp. It doesn't have that functionality, and because it doesn't have that functionality, and because they have not given, it works fine though, and because they have not provided any half or quarter links. They're push pins, by the way, but I don't mind push pins. Push pins work fine. They're very easy to remove and they're very easy to put back in. So it's very easy to resize this bracelet. The problem is there is no half links. If there was a half links, I can take half link out and it'd be fine. This has actually got all the links in. I've got 7.5-inch wrists. I like my watches pretty loose, and there is no micro adjust on this clasp. So it's impossible for me, unless I change the clasp or put a rubber band on it, which by all means I might do, I cannot get the fit. Now that feels very comfortable, it does, but it's too loose. But it feels very comfortable. It's not top heavy. It's got a nice feel to it. It's quite light. It feels nice. That feels really nice. It looks good. The issue is simply the clasp, and it's not a comfort issue, it is a functionality issue in that there are no micro adjusts. They've obviously copied or done a good job at mimicking, it feels like an old Seamaster clasp from the Omega. The branding is good as well. They've got the branding correct on the dial, the crown, the clasp. It's well machined. Just give us some micro adjusts. It needs 3 or 4 micro adjust points there. Get rid of this stupid dive extension that no one's ever going to use in a million years, because no one going diving is going to buy a Chinese homage watch, or at least not one that costs 70 quid. They're just not. If you're just going to really go diving on a budget, you just buy a G-Shock that have 200 meter water resist, that are well made more than these. I mean, there is a little bit of tolerance issues with this clasp, to be fair. It's not perfectly made, it's not. But when it clicks in place, it's fine, that's secure. But yeah, it's not completely perfectly made. It's the clasp. So if I wanted to, I could buy another clasp, but I'm not going to do that on a cheap watch that I'm not too bothered about. I mean, the other thing is, it's weird because with homages, okay, with some homages, for some reason, and this is just purely a kind of social construction, if you will, but with some homages, I accept them to look similar to the original, and with others, I don't accept them to look. I can't stop thinking that this is just a kind of cheap Chinese knockoff. Now, it's actually a really, really good, decent effort, and it's a decent watch. It really is. But for some reason, with a Longines one, I'd rather just buy the Longines model. Now, I know it's over 10 times the price, probably 20 times the price, depending on which one you get. But we're not talking Rolex's 100 to 200 to 300 times the price, which is what some of them cost. So really, for me, I don't know what it is, but you know, for some reason, I can accept a Seamaster homage or a Rolex Submariner homage, probably just because they've been copied so many times. Those watches, the designs have been mimicked so many times that it's become ubiquitous, and it's just standard now that, you know, they get copied. This one has not been copied anywhere near as much, and for some reason I can't stop thinking that it's just not a Longines. You know, it looks like one, it's just a kind of cheap Chinese knockoff. But again, they've done a really good job, and if you can look past that it is a homage and they've tried to make it as close as possible to the original, then you can enjoy it and it's fine. I would suggest putting it on a new clasp if you can be bothered doing that. Because you need the micro adjust, or putting it on a band, putting it on a rubber band. I believe they do sell it with a rubber band, so you put it on that, or get one off AliExpress or eBay, because it annoys me how I cannot get the correct fit. But for everything else, it is excellent. It is an excellent watch. Really nice, really nicely, you know, decent made, comfortable, looks great, super comfy. They've done an excellent job. I've got this week coming. Oh, there's an AliExpress link below. If you want to pick it up using that link, I'll make a tiny bit of commission at no extra cost to you. If I've got this week coming a new G-Shock. I'm not going to tell you which one. It is a brand new one, and I've got it coming this week, and I can't wait to review it. I'm going to sort out the lighting. The lighting in this room is not correct. I apologise about that. I'm going to sort it out. I've got loads more watches coming. A few Paganis coming. So there's loads of stuff to review. Thanks for checking my channel out and supporting me. It is appreciated. Have a great day. It's been Dave.